will you put up any objections to Sadat's demand that the Jewish settlements be taken down? And he said no. And for that he became Minister of Defense. No. I want me to be minister. I want to be the Prime Minister. I want to be the Prime Minister. Yes. Yeah.
Can you propose the consensus and keep Israel strong militarily?
Because I say that if Israel allows in free capital, billions will flow in. Billions upon billions will flow in. There are Jews who would much, much rather invest in Israel than in Hong Kong or in Singapore or in Taiwan. But they welcome you in Taiwan and in Singapore and not Israel. Billions. And by the way, we're talking about Yamit and Sinai. Israel was earning $2 billion a year from the oil in the Sinai. And we gave it up because we have Freirim, as they say in Israel. Jerks. Yeah.
Rabbi,
Yes.
let's talk now about 2 hours. You mentioned in Torah and Talmud 3 times.
Yes.
I got a question about that. You are telling people what to do according to politics. There are hundreds of thousands of politics all over the world, giving all kinds of opinions about Israel. You are a rabbi, and I read in your books and some other rabbis' books also, when the Mashiach will come, peace will come automatically.
Right.
Mashiach now, Shalom now.
So
what do you tell the people to do mitzvahs? To be a Jew not only the politic way, go to Israel, be a Zionist, also in the Jewish way. Go to Israel to be a Jew, not to assimilate in there. Go to Israel, to go to them every day, to keep Shabbos, to keep kosher, to bring Mashiach, to bring peace.
you're certainly right. But one of your problems is that the basic problem, the question was quickly and basically that why did I just speak in terms of politics, of political terms, and why didn't I speak in terms of the Jewish people should become good Jews and observant Jews, and that will bring the Mashiach, and then peace comes. First of all, let me say this to you. Your problem is that you think that when I say we have to transfer the Arabs out of the country, you think that is politics. That's halakha. You think that when I say that Jews should live in Israel, that's a political thing. That's halakha. And one of the reasons why I say that is because so many Jews who say we should keep Shabbos don't know that you're right, but we should also toss out the Arabs. So that is halakha. Secondly, and I think it's an important thing, I found over the years with JDL, thousands upon thousands of Jews became observant Jews, but we didn't first start telling them to be observant Jews. We found that if you first have someone become Jewish, eventually he will move up to becoming an observant Jew. And one of the great things about Kahane is the only religious party in Israel that has succeeded in getting the majority of its voters non-observant Jews. That's a great, great thing. A great thing, because Israel is polarized. It is split down the middle. Everybody hates everybody else there. And you come to a Kach movement, we are a religious party, and you see people with streimels and no shirts, all kinds of people. All kinds of people sitting together. That may be the greatest thing that Kach ever did. So you're absolutely right, and believe me, Jews should keep Shabbos, but let's first them get into the moving together, and gradually on their own they'll grow. But yeah, I don't believe that the way to get somebody becoming Jewish is right off the bat they put on tefillin. I don't believe that. I think that may work for a week, 2 weeks, and so on, but the average person will not do that if he's a thinker. You first have to make Jews feel, I'm proud of being a Jew, sacrifice it to the Jewish people, and then say, why? What makes Jews different and better? And then they'll move up. That's my way. And I want to tell you something. I can't begin to recount the thousands upon thousands of Jews that have become observant Jews because of this. But there's no question about it. In the end, what you say is absolutely right. If every Jew, I'll tell you a story about this, and then we'll take two more questions, then we have to go. I was once in a debate with a leftist in Israel called Pa'il, Mayor Pa'il, a real leftist. So he said, yeah, we were in the debate, and he said, we must give up land. So I said, it's terrible. What if we give up land and then there's no peace? So he says, you have to gamble. So I said, that's fine. Let me tell you something. If you put on tefillin for 30 days, then the Mashiach comes. So he laughed. I said, gamble. No. The fact of the matter is, you're right. We should really gamble on tefillin rather than give land. Apparently, it's harder to put on tefillin than to keep land. So therefore, since it's harder, you have to do it too. But first get the people in and let them feel. If people will love Kach, they'll eventually start doing that too. But you can't force them to do it. It has to be something that comes from them. And believe me, it will come from them. More and more Jews are realizing that there's got to be something more. There's got to be something more. And they do realize it. But they're not going to join a religious party. Not the ordinary one. They'll join ours, not because I'm a rabbi, but even though he's a rabbi, but so that's the reason why. And then they'll eventually become that way. They'll eventually, slowly, shwai shwai, as they say in Greek, in Arabic, slowly, slowly, lot, yes.
I'd like to ask you a question about
Sure.
the Jewish establishment.
I'm sorry, what?
The Jewish establishment issue you had mentioned.
Yes.
I can understand your thoughts of the Jewish establishment here in the States and the problem we're having with that. But it seems like that's all that we have is the Jewish establishment as far as ideas are concerned. So having just that and the problems with that, and just being every Jew has a nefesh, a soul, and you like make us feel that we have that soul. And this is just 200 people. There are these establishments controlling the whole country, and I don't feel the nefesh, and many other people don't feel that nefesh. It doesn't come out.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you propose having these establishments, how we can bring about that nefesh and that feeling of pride and that feeling of being Jewish? Just having the establishments, not having you speak to us daily and reminding us that we are Jewish.
I don't know whether you can ever bring that into those people. Not that they're bad people. They're not bad people. They're not bad. They just don't know the proper way. I believe, and I've always believed, that every change that has taken place in the establishment has been a change that has been forced upon them from the outside. If today they have taken on the Soviet Jewish issue really and truly, and if there are signs in front of temples who save Soviet Jewry, that's because of JDO. If today the federations are giving more money to day schools, it's because there were I was arrested 5 consecutive days taking over the offices of the federation in New York City. 5 straight days, every day. Came there, took over the offices, took over the entire building, took over the telephone, Shalom, JDL, Federation, and so on. Now, if you did that, you might change them. The question is, how much are you willing to really go and do to force them to? I don't know. I've always believed that the Jew should demand that democracy be in Jewish life in this country. Who elects the Federation? Do you? Who elects them? It's the old boys club. They're all a couple of fat, rich Jews get together, and each one elects someone else. Why don't you call for Dijel, democracy in Jewish life? Call for Dijel. And don't give money to them anymore. Send money directly to the institution you want in Israel. A hospital, send a hospital in Israel. A school in Israel. To the army, to the veterans, to the veterans. Why do you have to give it here? And if there's a big drop, that's what they understand. That's what they understand. I don't want to hurt the Federation. I want to make it better. Now, I reach you here tonight. Earlier today I was in Providence. Next Sunday I'll be in Miami, and then West Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale, and then on Wednesday I'll be in Los Angeles, and then in San Francisco, and in San Diego by Thursday, like that. And then Chicago, and in Pittsburgh, and other cities that I don't remember already. But one of the things is, there must be, I don't know how many campuses there are in this city. 5,000 for sure. Jewish campuses, Brandeis and Harvard and BU and Northeastern and Tufts. Oh no, they're all over the place. Hillels have a policy of not allowing me to speak. Now, why in the world don't students get up and say, hey, wait, he's coming, he's going to speak, we're taking over the building if necessary, and so on. I know rabbis, with all due respect to rabbis, they're not men of great steel. Why don't Jewish students establish Kach chapters on every campus, a legitimate college group, which can then invite me? And believe me, the college campus will never be the same again. These are the ways. You won't change them. You won't change them per se. They have to be kicking and screaming into the 1990s. I really have to have scouts on it. 2 more questions, because the hotel wants to charge us money. Yes, yes. But louder, because I can't hear you.
Speak about the Halachic rule or requirement to throw the Arabs out. Now, I'm aware of that existed in the times of the Beis Hamikdash.